Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Brianna and it's Tag Tuesday.
So I thought that since it's September 1st, and my personal opinion is that September 1st basically means fall everything. Pumpkin spice, cooler weather, falling leaves, all of that. Unfortunately, we technically still have a few weeks of summer left, and so I thought it was appropriate to do the ice cream book tag. Now, this was created over at Super Space Chick and along with Alexa, and I will link both of the videos down in the description below. Now, I wasn't tagged by anybody, but I thought it was a really fun tag, and so there's a lot of fun questions on here, and I thought with the end of summer nearing, we would give it a shot. This is the best time to do it, and you can't go wrong with ice cream, right? The first question is vanilla, and that is to pick a book that you wish had more flavor. I actually went back and looked at my Goodreads and wanted to see some of the reviews that I said that seemed flat or not well-rounded, something like that. And so for me, I'm going to go with Dress Codes for Small Towns by Courtney C. Stevens. I am in the vast minority of this decision and this opinion. I think that this is a really popular book on BookTube, and some of the biggest booktubers think this is some of their favorite books. Or one of their favorite books. So I don't. I have a dissenting opinion, so that's okay though. I think that this is just a normal small town coming of age story. There's nothing new to it. And I feel like that there are so many characters. Anytime you have like a group of people, it's really hard, especially in YA, to really be able to round out each one of the characters. And so some characters tend to like get the short end of the stick, and they don't get as well rounded. And so that's why I think that it's not that that was a bad book. It wasn't. I just think it could have been a little bit more in depth, or at least like shaping out just a little bit more. The next question is chocolate, a long book or an immersive world that you enjoyed indulging in. I'm sure that you guys know which book I'm about to talk about because it's a book that I've been talking about for months and a book that I can't get through. But that is Pillars of the Earth by Ken Follett. Now, please do not think that the fact that I can't finish this book means that I don't like this book, because I really, really did. I loved this book. I love this book. I'm still in the middle of reading it. I'm about halfway through it. But this book is so immersive and so dense that it's really hard to read a lot at one time. So I have it broken out into days, like basically reading between 60 and 70 pages a day. Sorry, you can see my dog in the back. And I'm struggling just to even get that. And that's not normal for me, because if it's a contemporary or a science fiction, even some historical fictions that don't have like a lot of world building to them, I can read 100 pages easy, no problem. I can finish a book in just a couple of days. This book, for some reason, is taking me so long to get through. I have a friend that's the one that recommended this book to me, has literally been talking to me all the time. Like, have you finished it yet? Have you finished it yet? No, I'm halfway through it. So it's not, I love this book. I do. It's just taking a long time. But I am enjoying the world that I'm in. The next question is Strawberry, a romance that was super sweet. I have a lot of those because I read a lot of contemporary and I read a lot of romance. But one of them that I think that was just absolutely adorable, and I loved the romance. It was just so heartwarming. It gave me all of the feels. And that is Autobiography by Christina Lauren. If you haven't read this book, please go do that. This is about a young boy who moves from Palo Alto, California to Provo, Utah. And there he has to kind of go back into the closet. He was able to come out as being bisexual in California, but in Utah, that's just not acceptable. Well, he meets Tanner. Tanner is the teacher's assistant for his writing seminar at his high school. And Tanner is also the bishop's son. So there's a lot of trying to figure out your your sexuality and how that kind of fits with your religion and spirituality, and coming out in, with families that have super high expectations and not being super welcoming and accepting. So this was just an absolutely sweet, sweet book, but also very, very hard hitting. So definitely pick this up. I highly recommend that. The next book is Ice Cream Sundae, a book encompassing all of the elements you love. Hi, my name is Brianna. If you're new here and you didn't know, this is my favorite book of all times. The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo has everything that any book ever needs. So this is a historical fiction / contemporary. It kind of goes back and forth between like a present day where she's meeting with this reporter, and then also like the flashbacks when she's actually talking about her life story. Evelyn Hugo basically is the Elizabeth Taylor of this fictional world, and there are a lot of times when I was reading this book that I forgot she was a fictional character. This is LGBT rep. This has beautiful writing. This is everything I could ever want in a book. The next book is Milkshake, a book that blends genres. Technically, I just said this did, but we're going to talk about something else. I think, and I don't know that it's technically blending genres because I think magical realism is kind of its own genre, at least it's kind of becoming one, but I felt like Neverwhere by Neil Gaiman was a book that really blended those two worlds perfectly. It starts out as this normal contemporary, you don't think anything's different, and then like he falls into the cracks of London Below, and then you have this whole fantastical world of talking rats. So clearly we are mixing fantasy and contemporary, and I know that's kind of where the world of magical realism lies. And so technically I guess it's its own genre, but I don't care. The next question is Sprinkles, a book with a colorful cover. Now this is a book that I just recently got in one of my recent book of the month picks, and I got it simply for the cover because it's gorgeous. And that is Ghosted by Rosie Walsh. I mean, it kind of just looks like Sprinkles, right? This is a contemporary romance and talking about, getting ghosted when you're like, you meet a guy and then he doesn't call back, that kind of thing. I don't know a whole lot about it. I haven't read it yet. But it's a really pretty cover. The next question is Ice Cream Cake, a book worthy of celebration. Everyone that I've seen do this book or this tag has said Harry Potter. Yes, Harry Potter is worthy of celebration, especially as we come into September and it's kind of like Harry Potter's 20th anniversary. Yes, Harry Potter deserves all of the celebration he can get, but I feel like we should go a different direction. And so I am. And I'm going to talk about The Hate U Give by Angie Thomas. Sorry, glare. This book is becoming a movie later this fall, and so I'm so excited to see the hype that's going to come out again. The hype was huge when this book came out, and literally up into the spring, everyone was still talking about it. Everyone's still talking about it now, and so I know that when the movie does come out, it's gonna go wild again, and I'm so ready for it. I'm here for it. The next question is, I don't even know. Where am I? Ice cream cookie sandwich or 3 scoops on a cone. A book with multiple perspectives. So this is a book that I just actually finished during the last month, and I just talked about it in my wrap up, and that is The Smell of Other People's Houses. This one has a terrible glare. I'm sorry, my ring light is terrible. I don't even know. This book has 4 different perspectives, and it's beautifully written. It is, those movies where like you have all these different stories and then at the very last minute they all intertwine in some way, shape, or form. That's how this one is, and I'm here for it. Like I said in my wrap up though, don't recommend the audiobook because you get a little confused. The last question about books anyways, is Pint, a book that you set aside but plan on going back to later. I actually don't have any of those right now. I am currently actively reading the books that I am currently reading, if that makes sense. But I know that I've talked about this before, and so Pillars of the Earth definitely is a book that I continually put aside and then come back to, because like when I get into a readathon, then I don't read it while I'm reading like in the readathon, because obviously like this is a terrible book for a readathon. So I guess that one counts, but other than that, like I don't have any books that I like put aside. So and then there's just a few ice cream-ish questions, not book related. And so your preference, cup or cone? I'm always a cup person. I don't really like the taste of like the regular cones. I like waffle cones, but they're just so messy. So I like cups. All right, your preference, favorite flavor? Always mint chocolate chip. Like I will always go for that. Unless like I'm at like Cold Stone, I like going for their like cheesecake ice cream, that kind of thing. Toppings, yes or no? If I'm eating at home, I generally do not put toppings on it. Sometimes I'll put like chocolate syrup. But then if I go to Cold Stone, obviously like I mix something in. If I go to Cherry Berry, mix something in, you know, that kind of stuff. And so favorite local ice creamery? I haven't found any like local specifically like to this area that aren't like national chains. But like Cold Stone is like a go-to favorite. They're just fantastic. And I have one like right over there, like in the shopping center across from my apartments. So that's nice. And the last one is best shared with friends, and that's who do you tag? So I'm going to tag 2 people, and I don't think that either one of them have done this. So I'm going to tag Adrian at The Ordinary Reader, and I'm going to tag Kylie at The Book Gremlin. Sorry, I can't talk today. And I will link both of their channels down in the description below. You should definitely go and check them out. And with that being said, that is all I have for you today. If you have not yet subscribed, make sure that you hit that red button down in the description below. It's not in the description, down below the video if you would like. And let's see, which question? So let's talk about ice cream sundaes, and let's talk about a book that encompasses all of the elements that you love. And let me know down in the comments below what your answer to that question would be. And then also let me know what your favorite flavor of ice cream is. And I will talk to you all in my next video. Have a great day.